As spring is about to start, you may have begun thinking about outdoor projects, maybe your garden, and there are some important things you need to know before you start digging. Tonight, we are joined by Louis Panzer, Executive Director of North Carolina 811. He's going to get us ready for all of that planting and realistically all that digging, which is the main part. We want to be able to take your questions as well. You can text your questions to the number that's on the screen, 336-379-5775. All right, so we're talking about safe digging, and I know Safe Digging Month is April, but safe digging needs to happen all the time.
It does. It's a 365 day, 12-month a year thing, but April is recognized as Safe Digging Month nationally. And that really does coincide with a lot of things you mentioned, spring planting, a lot of folks getting outside. We had kind of a short winter, seems like so far, but folks get out and they replace mailboxes and fences, etc. And this is that time of year to remind people to contact us before they dig so that they can keep themselves safe.
And I know a lot of people think, well, all the utilities, they know where their stuff is. It must be 3 or 4 feet down. I should be safe. And you say what to that?
I say you cannot depend on what the depth is, even if it was installed at 3 feet. So many things happen: erosion, the slope of the ground changes. Things can change the profile of the ground, so you never want to bank on it being a particular depth. That's why you want to make sure to notify us so that they can come out and give you an idea of where those facilities are, and then to protect you where you can dig around and not hit a gas line or electric line or cut your cable.
Right. That's no fun when you have to tell all of your neighbors that you've cut the Wi-Fi for the neighborhood by accident. Not fun. Okay,
No.
so what do we need to know about the 811 process? Like, how does it work?
So the way it works is before 3 full business days before you're going to actually do any project, you want to notify us. You can just contact us by calling 811, or you can go online and use an app. But you're going to let us know exactly what it is you're doing, where that work is taking place. We're going to then notify those utilities in that area, and then those folks have that period of time, that 3 full business days, to come out and indicate on the ground where their facilities are in terms of horizontally. So you don't know the depth, but you see that there's a line on the ground. It tells you that there is a facility underneath that. After you've waited those 3 full days, you check positive response to make sure everybody has responded to that request, and then you verify everything on the ground, and then you dig with care, and observe a tolerance zone of 2 feet on either side of where those marks are. So you want to hand dig around those areas to make sure that you don't come into contact with the facility.
Okay, so each one of the utilities comes out and they spray paint your yard, basically. Let's put up the colors so that people can understand what their yard's going to look like. They could have several different colors on their yard.
Absolutely, and they probably will, because you have multiple utilities serving your home. So, they are color coded. So yellow, you're going to see yellow for gas. You're going to see red for power. You're going to see orange for any telecommunications, cable, internet, anything like that. The water lines we were talking about earlier are going to be marked in blue, sewage in green, and those colors are standard codes across the country. They're actually APWA codes. The other color to know about is white, and the reason is because before you start your project, if you can designate on the ground with white paint exactly where you're going to dig, that does help them when they come out to just know precisely where you're going to be digging into the ground.
Okay, so you spray paint white where you think you want to dig some stuff. They come back, they spray paint the other stuff, and then you have what you said, 2 feet on either side that you need to hand dig in that area.
Correct. So yeah, the law is very specific about using mechanized equipment inside of a zone. So locating is not an exact science. So they're telling you, okay, down below here is a facility. You are to observe that 2 foot zone on either side of those marks, and then to uncover that facility in the area that you're digging, so that you can visually see that it's there, to avoid it. If it's in conflict with with what you're going to dig.
Okay, well, we already have a question that I think is a great question, and then the person says, what's the cost? Who's paying for this?
Yeah, what is the cost? It is free. Doesn't cost you anything. So the utilities pay for our service, and they pay for the calls to come through. They pay for our people to take the calls. They come out and do the marks at no cost to you. So this is something that the utilities bear as an expense in order to protect their facilities and you.
Okay, gotcha. All right, and so the big question is, then what happens if you hit something?
Right. So it does happen. We do have damages in North Carolina averaging around 16,000 a year from strikes into facilities. So if you do come into contact with something, there's two things you need to do. You need to notify us, so you can call us back at 811 and let us know. You also have to notify that utility provider. And most importantly, from a safety perspective, if there's any release of product, meaning gas is hissing out or electricity is being discharged, you need to get yourself to a safe distance and call 911 before you make any other calls so that they can come out and mitigate that.
Okay. All right. We are continuing to take your questions. 336-379-5775. This is your chance to be able to ask a question anonymously so that nobody knows you're the one that's asking the question, and then you're going to get the actual expert answer. We'll be back in just a few minutes.